I saw a little bit of you. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I saw a little bit of you on the Breakfast Club. You were on there with my son and Tamika Mallory, and I think y'all were talking about voting, and I believe you were very much trying to get people behind Kamala Harris, whatever her name, however you pronounce it. Um, I'm from that stance of tangibles 2020. I'm from that cloth. I feel like our vote is currency, and we should not be spending it on people that don't have anything tangible for us on our agenda. There we go, Digger. Um,
And I hear y'all 100.
okay, cool. So I was just saying to him, I was hoping that you might have a question for him, but I was also just telling him that I saw a little bit of him on the Breakfast Club. He was up there with Tamika Mallory and my son, and they were talking about Kamala Harris, and he was basically trying to get people to vote for Kamala, however you want to say it. I told him I'm of the Tangibles 2020 mindset, and I feel like our vote shouldn't be given to people who don't plan on giving us anything, whether they talk nice or the case may or whatever the case may be. I know you, Digger, are of the mind frame of we just got to get Trump out at any cost, and I know a lot of people are at or feel like that. So I'm just gonna say my vote is currency. I'm not giving it out unless I get some tangibles. Change my mind. Go.
That's to me.
That's to you, and but I'm sure Digger will join in.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm not here to force anybody to vote. I know when it comes to that side over there, they vote regardless. Whether they rocking with dude or not, they're gonna vote because they're gonna make sure they're gonna win. But this other side is like, we're at the point in the game where we don't, like that was a game that needed to really be executed during the primaries. I mean, like right now we're there. So me personally, I would rather I'd rather take my chances and do what I have to do to get Trump out of there, and we can stage the coup later. That's how I feel. Me personally, I'm not comfortable with a sitting president that's comfortable just dog whistling white supremacists and racists to kill us every chance he gets a microphone and speaks to national television. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't know who else is.
Reverend.
I look at it from several vantage points. The vote, as you say, is currency, and I believe that we have to diversify the portfolio of tools that we have access to. Voting is not everything, but I don't see anybody turning in they dollar bills either, saying I ain't spending no money. So, if you're gonna engage in the system, you might as well avail yourself to your full franchise to a Messiah. In fact, I'm not sure the Democratic Party ever promised to be my vessel of liberation. I don't remember hearing any Democrat promising to free black people. That's not what I'm looking for.
Right. So why do we blindly line up with them, align ourselves with
Well,
them?
it's not blind. For me,
It's
it's
not
not.
blind.
It
It's
is
not
blind.
blind.
Yeah.
It's about.
Sure it is.
It's about. So who goes into a football game and tells their entire defensive line sit down? I'm protesting because the opposition, our opponent, their offense hasn't demonstrated themselves worthy enough for the defense. Some elections are about defense. Some elections are about holding the line on some things that we've accomplished. Some elections are
Like
about
what? What have we accomplished? What have
well,
they accomplished for black people specifically?
well, guess what? We not drinking
And what do
from
Biden, not to cut you off, but what does Biden and Kamala Harris specifically have lined up for black people that we can touch and tangibly? Because they got other stuff lined up for other people. So I want to know what they have for us.
well.
They don't.
So let me just finish along this line.
Mhm.
It's about defense. Trump is taking from us. He's taking our voting rights. He is about to take a woman's right to choose by stacking a Supreme Court that will vote down Roe versus Wade. He is about to take away our Social Security. He is about to transform this nation into a permanent fascist state. He is about to continue to expand the private prison industrial complex. He's about to do certain things like empower overt white supremacists to come out of the woodwork and target peaceful protesters. These are things he is currently doing that are rolling back some of the gains that we have made. There are no more biting dogs on us. There are no more fire hoses on us. I'm not saying that things are perfect because I put my body on the line to make things better. I fight against police brutality and police violence, but sometimes you got to play defense. You got to play defense when somebody is coming to take from you something that you got. And this election, it's not about whether I love Biden or not. It's about whether I love myself. It's about whether I love the sacrifices that the people that came before me made. Do I honor those sacrifices? Do I think fighting for what Sojourner Truth and Dr. King and Malcolm X died for, our liberty? And do I think that what their sacrifice was worth it for me to participate in a process that requires me to exercise power? So for me, it's not a matter of whether or not I like or respect Biden. It's about whether I respect the sacrifices that have been made and whether or not I think we need to hold a line from somebody that wants to come.
Well,
now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I just heard a bunch of things about Trump.
Correct.
So no one's able to articulate anything about what Biden and Harris are going to do. Everybody's argument is about how bad Trump is. Now we know that if we do vote him out, right? Like Ice Cube said, that's going to happen on the first day. Then what? January 1st, he'll be out. Then what? Then what? We've held the line. Now what are we going to do? What do they have for us?
Now we march on them.
Now, yeah, it's like that we continue making our presence felt like we've been doing. The only difference is we're not getting National Guard sick on us. And just to further add to what you said, Elder, what I think a lot of people don't realize, part of that, those executive orders that Trump signed when everybody was, oh yeah, we getting the $400 back. One of those executive orders was also a payroll tax cut to give employers incentive to keep paying people, get them back to work and pay them. But what those payroll tax cuts, do you know what is getting cut? What's getting cut is Social Security. What's getting cut is Medicare. So basically, and for the elders. So basically he's telling people, or and I don't even want to say he, because for me, it's not about Biden and Trump. I'm analyzing policies and what each particular situation and side is standing for. Forget what these two people say, because at the end of the day, they can get vetoed by Senate and Congress. Like, Senate and Congress are the people with the power. So forget Biden, forget Trump for a minute, and let's look at what they stand for. Who actually benefits when this party is in office or this party is in office? Who benefits less? Who benefits more? Who loses less? Who loses more? We are actually at more of a disadvantage when there are sitting Republicans in office.
I don't believe that. But anyway,
we can
I
agree
love
to
to hear what
disagree,
y'all
but that's
saying.
a fact.
We having this discussion so that people can hear and just judge for themselves. I haven't heard anything that's really swaying me. That's gonna make me like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna run out there. I'm gonna run out there and vote for somebody who's been imprisoning black people for 47 years. This woman, Kamala Harris, has been out here locking black people up, and we just supposed to run out here.
Huh? You're in your 50s though. You should care about things like Social Security.
I care about Social Security, but I'm not. You're not gonna fearmonger me into messing with somebody. It's just not gonna happen. Like
it's not a fearmonger. That's not the reason you should just vote. I'm just letting you know what you stand.
Listen, like I said, my vote is currency. So when I go to the store and I give my money, I want something back. I want a goods or services. I don't want just niceties. Okay? I don't want to say, you know what, you should spend your money with me because those guys over there, they don't like you. They talk bad about you. Now, neither one of us are giving you anything, but I talk nicer over here. So give me your money. It's tantamount to that.
You're focusing on the people. I'm focusing on the policies.
And I'm saying
focusing on it all.
Hold on, it's not about
focusing on people. I'm definitely focused on policies.
I've been on the street and I've seen federal agents dressed in all black grab up peaceful protesters and throw them in the back of unmarked vans, slam the door and drive off. And you don't hear from those protesters no more. That's the kind of I have seen reports.
Do you think that's the first time this has happened in American history?
I'm saying right now it's happening because that's what Trump wants to do. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's also look at.
And do we believe that Biden would never do that?
No, Biden he has committed he wouldn't. But guess what?
And we believe these people. We take their word.
But hold on. At least you can get a commitment from Biden not to support a white supremacist group. You can't get that out of Trump.
Okay.
So a man that embraces white supremacy in your face shouldn't be looked at critically. We should look at the guy that's challenging him and say, well, hold on, you gotta, there's no point at which we say to this clown, you've disqualified yourself from my support. Like our support is so winnable.
I'm not giving my support to either one. That's my thing.
Right.
I'm not giving my support to either one. And like I was saying to you earlier, I'm kind of happy about the line drawn in the sand. I don't like the covert racism. I enjoy overt racism. I want you to be outwardly racist if that's what you're about. I don't want you to pretend that you're not racist and then fucking do some racist shit. I want you to, if that's what you're about, wear that shit on your sleeve so I can know exactly who you are. I'd rather that.
And wearing it on his sleeve has got 7 million Americans with COVID, 200,000 of us dead.
That's listen.
And the reason why,
and the whole nother story, bro.
But the reason why it was allowed to go unchecked for so long is because at first they thought it was only black and brown people that were going to bear the brunt of it. So when it touched down in New York and it ravaged New York City, it ravaged black and brown communities. It ravaged the Bronx. It ravaged Brooklyn. It ravaged Jamaica and Queens and other and Harlem and other black and brown communities. And they made a decision that it was okay to allow this disease to fester in those communities because it works for us politically. Now we see a country of 330 million people, 7 million of us have a disease that has never been seen before. So at some point, we got to say there's a standard by which you disqualify yourself from my consideration, right? At what point do we say, you know what, you ain't even worthy of my consideration, dog? Maybe
they all not worthy of my consideration.
Yeah, but some people,
all of them.
Yeah, but some people you have a stronger leverage over than others. an avowed white supremacist has given you absolutely no reason to believe he's ever going to talk to you about anything. But somebody that requires your support to be successful gives me an opportunity and some leverage. And that's what an election is about.